And a key player in all of this is South Dakota Republican Senator Mike Rounds. Senator, very good to have you.
Thanks. Appreciate the opportunity.
Could anything weird happen in the House in this revote, Senator? You know, a lot of people say you never want to test fate twice, but obviously because of these parliamentary infractions, whatever, they have to do this again. What could happen or potentially go wrong, or anything?
I really don't think anything's going to happen. I think they'll get their vote in. I think it'll be complete. Republicans feel very good about the direction we're moving right now for 2018. We feel really good about this tax bill. Look, there is no such thing as a perfect tax bill, but in this particular case, I think we've made some really good progress. And I think the House feels the same way as well. And the modifications that were made were minuscule. So it's a couple of small wording items, and that's really about it. There's one item that we were trying to do to provide some more tuition assistance or at least some tax assistance, some recognition of people that put their kids through a parochial school and so forth, and that kind of came under fire a little bit by the parliamentarian. But other than that, everything else is ready to go.
Are you troubled when a lot of Democrats say, you know, including one going on right now, that you've not done anything that is Republicans to ease the debt? You're piling on the debt, and I just find that a little odd, given the fact that the debt grew exponentially in the last 8 years. So now it's a big concern. But be that as it may, that you did have a chance, that Republicans had a chance to even slow down spending, address entitlement, do something, and that just wasn't in the cards here.
Let me give you two parts. First of all, the appropriation system here is broken. Today, there are 12 appropriation bills. If we pass all of them, if we actually vote on all of them, which we've only done 4 times in 43 years, we only actually vote on 28% of the entire budget. The rest of it, that's all of Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security, and interest on the debt is all on autopilot. We don't even vote on it up here. So that's one of the reasons why the debt continues to move forward. The second part is that we can't fix this mess we're in until we bring in additional revenue. We can slow down spending, but we'll never get caught up with the debt unless we have additional revenue coming in. The only way to do that is to grow the economy. That's what this tax bill is all about. It not only provides some confidence building for the middle class and lower income folks by giving them a direct tax relief plan, but the big part of this is getting businesses back to being competitive on an international basis again, getting those jobs back into the United States once again, getting the infrastructure, the investment back into the United States once again rather than overseas.
You know, when I talked to Senator Rob Boardman, we don't have to play the interview again, but he essentially was telling me, you know, if I had my druthers, Neil, I would have the president sign this fast. Don't let time slip by. I know about, you know, the pay-go thing and everything else and why it might make better sense to sign in 2018 and all that. But I liken it, you know, Senator, to, you know, closing on a house, and anything could go wrong if that closing is delayed or a document suddenly doesn't turn up or whatever. So are you in the camp that says, sign it now, Mr. President, and don't risk anything, or take your time, Mr. President, we've got this?
I'd like to see him sign it now, but not for the same reason. I want people to have security. I want them to understand that they're going to get a tax relief plan, and that the sooner we can get that back in on W-4 so that when they identify what their actual tax rates are, that in their February paychecks, they start to see real cold hard cash coming to them, because they won't have to pay as much in as taxes on their withholding. So for me, it's a matter of providing clear evidence and gaining the confidence of the American people so that we can continue with the rest of what we need to do. President Trump is right on when he says we've got a lot of stuff up here we got to fix. The regulatory issues here, the tax issues here. I mean, he's right. And I mean, what he's doing right now is pushing the envelope. And I think there's a whole lot of Republicans out there that really do want to respond in a positive manner. So let's get this tax thing behind us, and then let's move on. Let's continue to address the regulatory reforms that we've got to do. Let's not be afraid of tackling immigration. We need a good, solid immigration policy in this country. And along with that, let's take care of health care once again. And in doing health care, I think we also have to talk about the cost of health care. And I think it's appropriate to talk about pharmaceutical reform as well.
All right, Senator Rounds, thank you very much for taking the time, sir. We appreciate it. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas.